over the years, we've had a lot of people come and go, and there are people who always return to us. And tonight, one of our long time in the Upper Room Outreach Ministries family members who has returned to us is with us tonight, and that is Mr. Willis Phelps. Before we get started, Mr. Phelps, I just want to tell everybody how you and I got reacquainted. It was right before my mother's trip to Africa, and we were driving down right in front of your house. My mom goes, "Oh, there's Mr. Phelps, the Buffalo Soldier," and I was like, "Ah!" and backed up.
Right.
Because I didn't know you lived so close to us.
Yes, I've been there 42 years.
Right, so we had a nice chance to catch up, and
Yes.
I'm just so glad to have you here tonight.
Bless how God works. It's my pleasure being here, and He put me in the right place so that we could hook up again. Yes.
So tell us a little bit, catch us up on how you've been.
Well, I've been fine. I've been blessed. My wife just had open heart surgery, and I thank you for your prayers. She's doing well, and I've just been trying to stay in the mix for our young folks and reconnect them. And I've been blessed with to have the health and the opportunity to be at places where I can mentor to them. And being on the Upper Room is another chance for me to just reconnect to our heritage, because our young folks, like those young ladies that were just on, they have so much to be proud, of, and they are strong in the world, and they have to realize that in the world they have to be strong. So I just want them to look at their roots and realize that they have all the opportunity, and if they meet the challenge head on with each other, then they can surmount the mountains. And God is on our side.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah, because I was going to say, Mr. Phelps, that was well said about the need for strength. And the thing I love about those young ladies, they are saved,
Oh, yes.
And they have to deal in the world, but they're not of the world.
Right.
Yes, you can see the light in their face. You can see the light in their
That's
face.
it. That's it.
It is a blessing just to be in the same company with them.
Amen.
Now, Mr. Phelps, we were showing an image. You brought two paintings with you.
Right.
And I know we've shown one of them. I'm not sure if we've shown the other. But can you talk a little bit about them?
Okay, well, the Once Upon a Time in America says a lot when you look at it. And I say it this way. Once upon a time, there were colored people. We know from whence we came to this new land. But coming here, the image that we have a lot of times is we came in bondage. But I portray a man who came here and freeborn.
Okay.
Freeborn. In the midst of indentured folks and in the midst of those who were slaves. Freeborn, and when the need arose to disconnect from the oppressors, which was Britain, to be a part of this first war of independence, a freeborn man stepped forward and said, I want to fight. I want to be a part of this freedom fight. And whenever the story was told after that, we were always relegated to the background. But when the first president, when General Washington took forward and read the Declaration of Independence to those indentured, to those slaves, to those freeborn, to those first patriots, they rallied to the colors. And they rallied to the colors because the man who was reading that to them was a man of God. They don't say that much about the first president, but George Washington was a man of God.
Okay.
And the men and women, today we celebrate the 4th of July, but we had what I like to call somebody's darling, always in the mix, the females. And they fought in that first war of independence for our freedom. So Once Upon a Time in America speaks to that when you look at that picture, the timeline of all those folks who are marching through time. If you look closely, you'll see a female there.
Right.
And I like to tell what I call the rest of the story, which involves all of us.
That's right.
And there's no separation here of God's, the Creator. He made us. And that independence, that declaration says, in essence, all men were created equal. We had inalienable rights. This was given to us by the Creator. And this has to be recognized today, that we're not doing this alone, and we're not alone. If we would just stand still and be still and listen, His words, I am with you, will ring in our ears. And as we go forward to tell this history of a freeborn, of the indentured, of the slaves, we'll see that we are all one in God's image, and he put us here so that we could be in that mix and do his work for his coming. And that's what I try and do, tell a history. And that's what that picture speaks of.
And we have another painting that you brought in.
The other one shows standing one of 7,000 African Americans who fought in that first War of Independence. We call it the Revolutionary War, but I call it the first War of Independence. And of that 7,000, 5,000 were in the Continental Army and 2,000 were in the Continental Navy. The Navy was integrated long before today, before the 1900s. Men of color were on the water. They were hard workers. They could do that. But of the times, when you look at that picture and see that we were the Minutemen, the Patriots, the Continental Army, and connect to that, you realize that the diversity of that first battle for freedom was such that men and women were here fighting for our freedom.
See, this is the distinction of having a master storyteller.
Right.
Because he's going to tell you what the real deal is.
Well, we definitely want to allow time for you to share with us the poem that you brought.
Yes.
So we want to thank you very much for coming, Mr. Phelps.
Thank you for having me.
And remind you that whenever you want to come back, all you have to do is give me a call.
I thank you for that blessing.
And I'm going to have to read a quick announcement
go
after
ahead.
he finishes his poem.
Okay.
Would I hide it? Oh. And you can shoot me just like this. That's the camera. Do I have to? You know what? Yeah, I better put my spectacles on.
Oh, you take your time, Mr. Phelps.
And these are period too.
All right. Want me to hold something?
Okay, I'm good. You just tell me when to go.
Go ahead.
Today, we celebrate the 4th of July, the independence of this country. And we celebrate for those that have gone on before us. And they were diverse, very diverse. And they were men and women. And some were children, a child in battle. Today, we look at some of the graves, and we look at them and pass them by. Because it's only a soldier's grave. But I'm going to recite this poem that is entitled, Only a Soldier's Grave. Only a soldier's grave passed by. For soldiers, like other mortals, they die. Parents he had, and they are far, far away. No sister weeps o'er the soldier's clay. No brother comes with a tearful eye. It's only a soldier's grave passed by. True, he was loving and young and brave. Through no glowing epitaph honors his grave. No proud recital of virtues known, of griefs endured or triumphs won. No tablet of marble or obelisk high. It's only a soldier's grave passed by. Yet bravely he wields his sword in fight. He gave his life in the cause of right. And look at he has she too. When his hope was high and his youthful dream, as warm as the sunlight on yonder stream, his heart unvexed by sorrow or sigh, yet 'tis only a soldier's grave passed by. Yet should we mark it, the soldier's grave, some one may seek him in hope to save. Some of the dear ones far away would hear him home to his native clay. 'Twas sad indeed should they wander nigh and find not the hillock and pass him by. 'Tis only a soldier's grave. That's in honor of all those who gave, are still given, and will give for our freedom, because freedom is not free. Only a soldier's grave.
Wow.
Amen.
That was awesome.
That was awesome, Mr.
Thank you,
Phelps.
Mr. Phelps.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for having me.
And
Anytime.
I'll tell you, Shauna, I would love to close on that note because that,
I know.
feels it. Just got to read one quick announcement before Congo Hour comes on. Mike Stewart sent me a text. He asked me to mention to you that his play, How a Black Man Loves, We'll be at the Delaware Theater next Saturday, 7/10/2010 at 7:30. Call 302-351-3305 for ticket information.
So on that note, we want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to all our guests. Enjoy the fireworks and stay safe. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Good night.
See ya.